What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and I've been getting asked, why don't I rate games? So one of the things I tend to get asked quite a bit, especially after I put a review out, is why I don't rate games, like put letter grades or numbers on them. I get asked so much that I was like, you know what, I'm not that I'm sick of talking about it because I don't mind, but it's like I was like, this way people can kind of just get it and they'll see why, and hopefully maybe even draw up some discussion in the comments down below. But as you can see from my reviews, I got a new one that should be coming out pretty soon on Shining Force. I do not put like grades or numbers on my reviews. I am a thoughts and feelings kind of guy. I just will tell you what I think, how I felt when I played, whether nostalgia plays a factor, what I think of the overall experience. Because it's, if, like, let's say I give Final Fantasy IV better example, Final Fantasy VI, my favorite game of all time. I give it a 10 out of 10 because I think it's amazing and I love it and it's wonderful. It's perfect to me, but it's not. Then I go to The Witcher 3. I would also give that game a 10 out of 10. I don't like those games the same. I like Final Fantasy VI more. But The Witcher 3 honestly is a better game. So I think it's more important to point out what the differences are and why I prefer X over Y, rather than just being like, they're both 10 out of 10s, go play them, because they're both really good. And, I just think, like, when it comes to a channel like mine, especially when I'm reviewing both retro and newer games, it becomes a lot more difficult to kind of walk that line and tell you that something that's way older is still a 10 out of 10 compared to this other one. And you also have to define it. Why do you think that's a 10 out of 10? You have to qualify it by saying, oh, well, it came out at this time, and if you're looking at it from this standpoint, then it's a 10 out of 10. I guess if you're looking at it from today's standpoint, though, it wouldn't be a 10 out of 10 because it's, if this came out just like if Final Fantasy VI came out tomorrow, people would be like, all this stuff's been done so many times over, and it's a good retro throwback. But nobody's going to say that it, did anything super new and crazy and give it those kinds of scores. And I realize there's something to be said about, like, individuals and that kind of stuff, but I'd rather not have to worry about, like, qualifying my scores and everything, and rather just tell you how I felt when I was playing the game. I hope that makes sense. I just genuinely would rather get into the game itself and kind of just focus on that world rather than giving it a score that my first instinct when I see review scores is to measure it up to other games. And does that make sense? Like, you automatically see a 9 out of 10 and it's like, oh, so it's up there with this, and this, and this, and this. I don't want to do that. I would rather just be like, here is what you get when you play this game. Here's how I felt. This is, been my experience. This is, what I went through while playing it, and this is, what my thoughts on it are. So I would rather just focus on the one rather than looking at it as like, oh man, all these 9 out of 10 games. Last year was such a great great year for gaming. Rather than I would just prefer to be like, this game I liked because of this game I liked because of this game wasn't so great and here's why, this game I like because of this. So that's why it's more like just the individual experience rather than trying to throwing a number on it and having to qualify it after that. So hopefully that makes sense, and that's kind of why I do things the way that I do. If you really want me to put numbers on stuff, just like I said, reach out to me. message me. I literally have had people be like, but if you had to put something on it, and I'm like, 7 out of 10. Sure, great. So, you know, like I've had that happen before, but for the most part, I prefer not to do that, just because I think you get a little more out of it when you just get a really good, you know, walkthrough of what was going through the reviewer's mind. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. What do you think about review scores and the process and what goes into them? Do you think they work? Do you think they don't work? Is there some reason that I'm wrong as far as how I feel about the whole process? Let me know that in the comments below. I'd love to hear it, because this is a topic that I honestly didn't even think about making a video on until recently. Somebody again had reached out and asked me about it. Like I said, it happens every now and then, and especially when I do my reviews, I usually get 3 or 4 of them. But I'm curious as to what other people's thoughts are on the process, and I think it's an interesting topic. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Again, I'm pretty sure I just said that. But, as always, keep on gaming.